this is a good time to get up here, Renee, and talk about a little provision. Everybody say hi, Renee.
Hi, Renee.
Hello, everyone. I was sharing with Deb earlier because a couple of years back, we were at her house and she prophesied something over me that I just went, okay, I'll take that. She said, God's going to give you a new car. And I said, okay, I'll take that. And I did, in the interim, receive a car. And it was not the car, though. It was a car, and it was okay. It was nice, but it was not the desire of my heart. And then about 2 weeks ago, I answered my front door, and there's a 2020 Nissan Rogue sitting in my driveway with a big red bow on it. Now, that was the desire of my heart, because I had talked to God about an SUV, that's what I wanted. I had had all the other stuff. I've had the sports cars and the sedans and all that, and I may go back to a sports car someday, but you know what, right now, that's what I wanted. And I had told him that's what I wanted. And I said, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, don't get me wrong, this is fun, but that's not what I asked for. It supplied my need at the time, but it wasn't what I asked for. And God knew what I asked for, because he's a good dad. And he provided, and he just brought it to me, plopped it in the driveway, put a big red bow on it, said, here's the keys. And I don't know a dime on it. I didn't pay anything for it. It was a total gift and surprise. In fact, I told somebody that I actually found a dime in the car. So I actually made 10 cents on the deal and got the car debt-free. Nobody can tell me God can't do it. You'll never talk me out of it now. It's sorry, I'm driving, it's in the parking lot. You can't convince me it doesn't work, that faith doesn't work, because it does. I've seen it. And I was telling her, too, that God also has been providing for me financially in a supernatural way. I mean, I work, I do my work, I earn my money, but sometimes you need more, some over and above, and I was sitting at home and I was praying and talking to God about some things, and I just all of a sudden had this impression that I was leaving something on the table that I didn't know about. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't call it in because I didn't know what it was. I just was leaving. It was just sitting there waiting. So I said, angels, go get it. Whatever it is, bring it to me. Go get my provision and bring it to me. And about 4 weeks later, I start getting checks in the mail. I think I'm up to 6 or 8 now. And they were stuff that had been on the table some of them since 2003. And I didn't have to fill out any forms or do anything. I just said, go get it and bring it to me, because it's mine. And there's one went back as far as 2003. Several of them went back as far as 2018. And, and then they just keep coming, because I'm keeping confessing checks in the mail that really get here. Finding money. Okay, I am though, but God's been so good to me. He's been so faithful, and he's talked to me, but I started thinking about it when I was, a kid, a little kid, like a baby that was just walking. My parents would put a nickel in my hand and send me to the offering bucket, So that's how long there's been stuff sitting there. I started planting when I was little without even knowing, because my parents taught me that. And they taught me how to do that. And I remember the first time I wrote a big check and went, ooh, this was fun. And I didn't have to pay for that one either. God just gave it to me. But he just said, you sow it, I'll grow it. He said, just take it. And he talked to me one time about that. When I was believing God, there was something going on, and I wanted to sow into it, and I didn't have the money. I was a kid. I didn't have the money. And I said, God, what about that? He said, do it. Just do it. Just go respond. And I'm like, but I don't have it. And I said, God, I can't even get it. I couldn't sell something and get it. And he stopped me and said, I didn't tell you to get it. I told you to give it. And when he told me that, that became something for my life. That was a track to run on the rest of my life. And so I'm just thankful. I'm seeing the harvest come in on things. And I know sometimes we wait a long time for things to come in. But once they start coming in, they're coming in on every wave. You just get ready, because it's coming back. It's coming back. It cannot lay there and not come in, because I commanded it to. And I sent those angels out, and it was like almost like they just were standing there twiddling their thumbs. And that made me kind of mad. And I was like, get out there and get my harvest and bring it to me. I didn't even have to leave. I just went to the mailbox. That was the easiest harvest I've ever reaped in my life. So I'm on a roll, I guess. But I'm glad, and I'm thankful, and I'm so grateful. And now my faith is built, and there's going to be other things that are going to be like that. It's not going to be the end of it. It's not. I'm just determined it's not, because he said he'd meet every need. And if as long as there's something unmet, I've got a promise. So I'm just thankful. That's my testimony, and I know it. You know, if you're believing God, just keep doing it. Just keep building yourself up, praying in the Spirit, on your most holy faith, because faith comes by hearing, and we're praying, and we're hearing from God and being obedient. It has to happen. It has to, because that's the law. That's the law God made. When God said that's the way it's going to work, that's the way it's going to work. Period. So I'm thankful, and y'all be blessed.